It's rather dark, people. We're glad you could still join us, whether it's shining bright outside or dark as it is right now. King of Chaos here, the boss man, Joey B, the big boss man, Ross the boss, whatever you feel like calling him. That's him. He's sharing this, and you guys can feel, go right ahead. Go ahead and share it. Go ahead and like, comment, question, throw anything you can at us. Let's make this interactive. Let's join everything together. Let's have some fun tonight. How are you feeling, boss man? You said you were tired.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted, about to go to work, and he's driving. Yeah. So either he's going to die at work or he's going to die driving me home. Wonderful. Anyway, we're glad that you guys could join us. This week, I feel like kind of going into the, going way back into the early stages of Warriors of Wrestling Radio, before we did this. Boss man's giggling. Okay. Is that not funny to you? Do I amuse you? Am I a clown? Ha ha hee hee.
No, we just had him on the fucking radio.
Yeah, we did. We were just talking to Richie DeGreg. That guy is the clown prince of buffoonery.
He's lucky I don't fucking blow his spot right now.
I'm gonna blow his spot up. That guy is a living, walking existence of Millhouse.
Somebody tag Richie DeGreg in the comments.
Yeah, please tag Richie DeGreg. We shit talk him the whole night. No, so we're going in. We're gonna talk about the old days of Warriors Radio, because I was bringing it up to somebody. Actually, no, it wasn't. So I'll explain to you where my fond memories of Warriors Radio came up within the last day. I was watching a video. It was a list on YouTube, because every once in a while I jump in on these lists, and Loudwire is one of the ones. They do a lot of metal and hard rock stuff, and they had the 10 best songs to have sex to. And number one is a favorite of mine, a favorite of Joey's, and a favorite of one Kinky Robert from Queens, and that would be Christian Woman by Typo Negative. And the reason that's a fond memory, yeah, what a great song. If you guys have not heard Christian Woman by Typo Negative, by all means, check that one out ASAP. Anyway, but the reason that I personally feel this is the happy moment, as Joe fucking hums the song, is that on one of the episodes of Warriors Radio, the co-host Ian was dating a religious Jewish girl, like most certainly a religious Jewish girl, and admitted so. She worked for like the Jewish hospital service. But anyway, this is an important detail later on. And her and Ian broke up on the air, and of course, Kinky Robert from Queens, as kinky as they get, decided that he was going to chat her up, and then proceeded to have phone sex with this religious Jewish girl, but put everything on pause, and before he did so, decided to play Christian Woman in the background.
Oh, he had me play it.
Oh, it was still being played in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Where Christian Woman was being played while a religious Jewish girl was going at herself. On the air.
She came home
live.
Too.
She did. She lost her goddamn mind on there, as did Ian.
Well, Ian was put on mute. He was pissed.
Oh, boy. Ian was pissed. He's texted me. He's texting you. He's texting VA. Get this off the air. Oh, it was insanity. That was wonderful. Hey, Chris Sarah, how you going? Thanks. And Zena says it's a great show. Brittany says hello. Anyone else saying hello? No. Richie DeGreg is watching. What's going on, you fucking clown, you? If anybody feels like, go ahead and post a picture of Richie DeGreg, and then post a picture of Millhouse next to it. They're the same person. I'm convinced of it. Everything's coming up Richie. Anyway, I digress. That was honestly, I think, my favorite moment in Warriors of Wrestling Radio history, was the religious Jewish girl having phone sex to Christian Woman. What about you? I'm pretty
sure favorite
your overall favorite moment. I personally think I know it. I'm not going to say it, but if I get it right, I will say it. Go ahead.
Oh my God, dude!
Your favorite Warriors Radio moment.
That's not fair.
No, it's not. It is fair.
Me personally, I mean, there's a lot. You probably when we called Big Ange.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. When she was when she was all drunk and throwing Kenny the Mason out of the bar. That was one of my. There's so many of them. That. Kenny getting arrested. And
the Kenny the Mason saga was what I thought.
Yeah, well, that's over a bunch of episodes. It's not just one episode. So.
Well, the one he got arrested, I think, was the best one. Was when, so, let's give it a little bit. Training was wonderful, plug. Of course, you're a jerk and you weren't there.
I'm done with that guy.
Yeah, done with him.
The best part of that was when Kenny's parents, they're like hillbillies. And they were arguing in the background, and Big V was locking this guy up, and they called us back on the air.
Right. That's the best part of that episode is when, again, so for those of you who don't know the background of it, Kenny the Mason was a guy, he was a student at the Warriors Wrestling Training Center, the old one, when it was the warehouse. And Kenny got a bit of a trouble with the law a couple times and was arrested on the air by a bail bondsman. And he was on the air with us, and the bail bondsman came, and we're listening into all of this as it's happening. Broadcasting it live. We're silent as it's happening because this is just absolute ridiculous. And then the phone goes off. Wow, so Kenny has been arrested, ladies and gentlemen, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly what happened.
And then
we started with the bail bondsman. We started cursing him out. Because we didn't know he was a bail bondsman. We didn't know what the fuck he was. Then he called us back when they had Kenny in the car. And we started talking to him normal. And that's how we became friends with him. But that's
yeah, I still go to the gym with his shirt.
I don't know if he's a bail bondsman anymore. I don't know if he's just
Big V's bail bondsman. Yeah, so he...
fisherman.
I don't know what he is, but he arrested Kenny. And in the midst of him arresting Kenny, we had a conversation with the bail bondsman on the phone. Was there ever any other... I feel like there were other conversations where, like, people called us in, or called into us, and we just talked normal to them and kind of, like, bonded and made friends.
Was there anybody else besides V?
Isn't that how you met Tony?
She was working for Kenny's girlfriend that he raped and ended up going to jail for, but she would call in and tell us to leave her alone. Because we would, of course, rip her apart too. And she called in as somebody else.
This is the Warriors of Wrestling love connection right here. This is how
she I don't remember. This is 6 years ago. Was saying, you know, why are you starting with Lorraine and all this stuff, and of course we ripped her apart as well. and anybody else that, you know, because it was me, BA, Ian, Kinky. We'd all tear into
my brother was on there for a while. Sam Gomez was on there for a bit.
Not during the Kenny the Mason part.
No, not during the Kenny the Mason saga.
He was before that.
He was the anti-Ian saga.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and then I don't know how I started talking to Tony. Again, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was the other time where that kid called in and started cursing you out, and you
back.
And then you guys kept calling him back because yeah, it is on YouTube. I think Joe should. I think you should post that later today for anybody who's listening into this.
You want me to post it on my page?
Yeah, why not? And
I think it's called Gleason's Cold Warriors Radio or something like that.
Yeah, called it then.
Kid from Gleason.
Yeah, it was a legitimate kid, because his mom picked up and we told her it was up, and she lost her mind, and I think beat the living shit out of him.
I think Bruiser must have been on for that too, because I remember Bruiser kept calling the lady woman. Yeah. That set her off.
What about Dirtbag Dan's roommate?
Dirtbag Dan's roommate. The
mother?
That was the roommate's mother.
Yeah.
When I said that, what happened was the roommate had Dan arrested because she OD'd on pills. So I went around saying on the air that she had some type of dog. So I said, she takes the peanut butter, she puts it down there, and then the dog goes there and licks it. Well, the mother was listening to that, and she called up and she's like, this is on YouTube too. She goes, you're the ones that take the peanut butter and have the dogs lick it. And she's like, I'm a Landolfi, look us up, motherfucker. And we ripped this woman up. Anybody would call up because they're apart.
The best thing on the radio was always the people who sold for us. You know what I mean?
That woman. If you listen to that,
yeah, like the people who would get because we were always we'd never get up. We were always having fun with it. But this woman would just be losing her mind, and the people call up and just get so fucking angry. Again, it's like any other radio show. When people call in, they get super, super angry, and the people on the radio they know it, and they're just exploiting it and having their fun with it. It was ridiculous.
The time that you guys went to Ian's house, you and Sam.
That was a great one.
And you guys filmed it, and we broadcasted that live on the air too.
That was an additional live broadcast that we did where my brother and I had walked over to Ian's house because Ian was like, if you come over here, I'm going to fight you in the street. And we're like, sure. And of course, the both of us were like, we're not going to fight a disabled guy in the middle of the street. But this is going to be amazing fucking radio.
And his parents came downstairs, remember that?
Oh, his parents came down the radio. Oh, my God. Parents came down, and we're broadcasting this all live. The conversation between Ian freaking out, trying to push past his parents to swing at us. My brother, who is, I love him to death, but he's a son of a bitch, and I'll tell you that. Just needling in
I've had
on
that
Ian.
video, so-
I know, just him needling in on Ian. Some of his
Ian,
fucking.
why are your parents
Yeah,
here?
Ian, why are your
aren't your
no. It wasn't even why are your parents here. It's Ian, why is your mommy and daddy here? Why is your mommy and daddy not here?
I live here and I live on the street. Lady, if you lived on the street, this would be a whole other argument.
That was my fucking good jab at them. But it just continued. It was like an hour's worth of Ian's
Yeah,
parents.
because I left. I was in the car and I set up the switchboard to just play, so we could be on the air. And I was trying to get there, but you guys left right when I got to Staten Island, and I had enough time to get to Brooklyn.
It was absolute insanity. It was. By the end of it, Ian is like, bring the cops on. I'll take them on too.
I don't know if that's on YouTube, but I do have that.
Yeah, I think it was. Because it was in the music video that we made.
Oh, I have it. I just don't know if
We made a music video with like a song to it where it's literally just like all quotes from that. Oh my God, Joe, you do have that somewhere. You gotta put that up.
Ian is no longer with us. He passed away a few years back. Actually, the other day was his birthday. But we killed him off on the show several times prior to him actually dying in real life.
And we gave him a 10 flush salute.
Yes, and when he died in real life,
His shit's in a bag.
Nobody believed it.
I do remember hearing that he actually did pass away, and like I didn't believe it because we had faked his death on the air so many times that it was just like it was hard to believe.
Terrible.
Yeah, we were pretty awful, man.
But Ian deserved a lot of the shit that he got.
Yeah, Ian was pretty.
What about the time when we had him psychoanalyzed by your doctor friend on the air?
Yeah, so I had a friend who was finishing up medical school, and like Ian was a crazy person. We all knew this. So we had her listen to multiple radio episodes of our radio, and then also Ian's radio. And she did a full psychoanalysis of Ian and gave like a full rundown of like how like his medical conditions could have also been affecting his, brain activity and affecting his mental state, to the point where Ian, of course, on the air is just like, oh, this is bullshit, fuck this, and then like hits me up later, hey, could you actually send that to me and like maybe put me in touch with that doctor?
I remember that. That's when you used to drive to work with your dad.
Was it really?
Yeah, we used to talk in the morning. We'd have our discussions in the morning, yeah. And you would tell me this. You read me the report of what this woman wrote about him. I was like, holy shit.
I don't know. No, it couldn't have been.
It was. Definitely was.
No, my father's been winning. I'm not going to have this conversation with you now, but yeah. Anyway, more importantly, Ian was certified crazy on the show. He was killed off multiple times. There was like a cast of characters. Andrew would call in and it would just be like, it would be ridiculous. Because Andrew is a cartoon character. What are the characters we have on the radio? Ian was always a character. Kinky was always a character. Lorraine, and Kenny the Mason, Big V would all call in.
We would call Johnny Rods repeatedly.
Oh my God, you guys!
Repeatedly would call that poor man. Ian's father. Remember somebody made up the room and he was banging out the dogs?
I wonder who that somebody was.
So
I wonder who that somebody was.
So we would open up with who let the dogs out, and then anytime Ian would start talking, I would play the dogs barking bit, howling and all that shit. Who's listening to the show?
A couple people. Why are you so concerned? Why don't you keep talking about Ian?
Because the guy's dead. I was going to talk ill the dead.
That's fucking ill the dead. You're telling stories. So I'll go to, I guess, maybe my second favorite radio moment, which goes down with the Kenny the Mason saga. But in the midst of all the stuff with Kenny the Mason going on, we did have Lorraine, the woman that did eventually have him arrested for
rape.
For rape, yeah.
Well, the thing was
on the air, giving her side of the story.
The thing with the rape was he was in the hotel room with her. I don't know if he was raping her or what. And the phone rang, and he thought it was her ex-boyfriend Brad. So he picked up the phone. It was a detective.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, Brad, I'm fucking her now. I'm raping her now." And that's how he fucking got him.
Yeah.
He did a few years for that.
Yeah, as he should.
And he was sick person. He was training dogs in prison, which I don't know.
Maybe it was Ian's dad was training the dogs. I don't know.
So what's your second favorite?
I was gonna say when she gave her testimony on things.
That's what started it. When she gave her episode when Irish whipped him into the China cabinet.
Yeah, with Kinky Young. So when he Irish whipped you into the China cabinet. And Kinky was such a great interview. You see, the boss man has been impatient. She's such a great interview with Kinky, that it really was compelling